Welcome to this Bronco Nation broadcast. We are so glad to have you viewing and participating in the live chat. If you don't know me, my name is Zielinski. I'm part of the Bronco Nation team. And if you happen on this video and you're not familiar with Bronco Nation, we are a community of Bronco enthusiasts. Our goal is to make owning a Bronco easier and more enjoyable, and we do that through attending events together, community online, member benefits like discounts on parts, and a lot of news and fun times in the forums. So we're so glad to have you here, and we hope that we see you at an upcoming event very soon, which is what we're going to center on in this broadcast. And one of the events that we have coming up next is Bronco Basecamp in Moab next week. We also have a Total Solar Eclipse event happening very soon that we're going to talk about. And then in April, near the end of April, we've got Super Celebration East in Townsend, Tennessee. And so we're going to have a fun time talking today with my teammates and coworkers. Joining me today are London Reeves. She's from the Bronco Nation team. Many of you guys have met her and are familiar with her. And Amy Clouds, who is a trail guide at Bronco Off-Rodeo, Texas, and Amy and Mike Clouds are well loved in the community from the early Broncos all the way up until the 6th gens. And then shortly we'll have Jason Hyde, who is the Bronco Brand Manager at Ford, joining us as well to talk about the Eclipse. So how are you guys doing, London and Amy?
Doing great. How are y'all? I'm excited to be here with you guys. It's been a minute.
Has been. Amy, how are you?
I'm doing awesome. Excited to be here with y'all.
Good. So let's kick this off by talking about the Total Solar Eclipse. If you have not heard, there is going to be a Total Solar Eclipse happening on April 8th next month, very soon. And Texas Off-Rodeo, located there in Horseshoe Bay, Texas, will be in the path of totality. So we're going to bring on Jason, who again is the Bronco Brand Manager at Ford. He's going to be there, and he's going to tell us a little bit about what the event is and the ways that you can attend, and we'll just get going. Jason, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks. Good to see you all. Thanks for having me.
So, well, glad to have you here. How can people view this event, and what does Ford and Bronco Off-Rodeo have planned for this special event? Why don't you just give some details on the ways you can attend and why we're even doing something like this?
Yeah, right. I mean, this only comes around every so many years, so you got to get it while you can. And the cool thing is that Bronco Off-Rodeo Texas happens to be right in the path of totality for the solar eclipse. So we're really excited to not only bring our customers, our owners out to see the eclipse itself, but just also get a chance to spend time on the grounds at Off-Rodeo Texas and just enjoy the beautiful park and get some trail rides in, and then obviously once the eclipse hits, we're all going to be together and kind of share that special moment. So we're really excited. There's a ton of events and activities planned for not only the day, but we also are offering some camping options and opportunities as well too. So definitely still spots available. So we're pretty excited to get out there ourselves.
I'm excited to see us all. Well, I won't be there, but the people who are there with their solar eclipse glasses on, just kind of viewing. It'll be a sight to see. So there's a day pass option, and that is, again, on April 8th, like Jason was referring to, and that's for you and up to 3 guests. And it includes catered meals at Texas Off-Rodeo, and if you've been there, you know the food is absolutely amazing, so that alone is a highlight if you like good food. And you can come to something that we'll talk about in just a second from Jason, and that is an option that there are still passes available, but the spaces are coming to a close on that one. So there's a QR code on the screen, and it's also pinned on the Bronco Nation homepage right now where you can sign up for that. So we will have it in the description box too of this video. So go ahead and click those links. You can see a little bit more information, read an article about it, and we hope that you will take part in that. And if you don't, there is that 2-night camping experience that Jason mentioned as well too. So that will be April 7th through the 9th. So you'll arrive the day before, and then you'll get to do some really cool stuff, something that's never happened before, which is take your own Bronco on the trails. And that is such a common theme that comes up from people who have attended, who want to attend, is they would love to take their own vehicle. if you're familiar with the Bronco Off-Rodeo program, you don't have to. You get to beat up somebody else's vehicle as your first time on the trails. Hopefully, you're not doing too much beating up, though, because you got some excellent trail guides spotting you and coaching you every step of the way. But this will be the first time that owner vehicles, have ever been allowed on any location's trails. So, Bronco enthusiasts, we're a special group. I'm one of them, so I can say that. But these one-off situations, like, we get so excited about these things. You could be the only Everglades or Heritage Limited or Heritage or, Amy, have they had bases on the trails before? Bronco bases?
So we did have a base here in Texas. I'm not sure about the other locations back whenever the program opened, but no owner bases.
Okay, so this could be something that you could claim to fame. Every year when we go to Woodward, there's one guy who has, I think he has a fourth generation. I forget what Bronco he has, but he's got a whole build sheet of why he is the one of one vehicle that came in that year in that category. So you can add this one if you do the 2-night camping experience. You can add that as your claim to fame, that you have taken a vehicle that has never been on the trails before, or just that you got to go on the trails. So that'll be happening on Monday. There'll be plenty of trail time. And Amy and I'm assuming Mike and some of the other trail guides will be taking those people out. And that'll be a really fun experience to be able to take your Bronco or Sport. Sports are welcome to this as well, too, out on the trails. And there'll be 5 catered meals, and you'll be camping there with your own equipment. So you can come with your tent or your travel trailer, rooftop tent, anything like that, and camp on the grounds of Bronco Off-Rodeo. And you'll be able to enjoy that for you and up to 3 guests. And again, that QR code will take you from the beginning of the video, or if we flash it again on the screen here, it will take you right to where you can read about it, sign up, and join in. So Texas is one of my favorite locations. I recently got to go there for a Michigan Bronco Club Day and use my owner credit. It was organized by Bronconation member LED, and we had a great time. We actually had a lot of people who are not from Michigan, but it's just, again, it's that community, and that's bringing us all together, that we were able to pull some people from Toledo and from Illinois and have a great time on the trails with Amy and some of the other guides. So I could talk about why I love Texas for a while. Why don't I hand it over, though, to Amy, who lives there and who knows the location inside and out and all the trails. And you can tell me a little bit about what you love most about your location there at Bronco Off-Rodeo and why people want to come to this.
Well, I mean, Texas is Texas. It's awesome. A lot of people don't think of big time off-roading when you think of Texas, just because we're such a big state, but specifically right here in the hill country, it's gorgeous. Specifically right now, we have bluebonnets that are just bursting everywhere. And so mix that with granite, and you've got big rock and rocky washes and beautiful tree lines. It's just a great place to be, especially in the springtime. And we're really excited about the Total Solar Eclipse and being in the totality of it, and getting to have this experience with Bronco owners bringing their own Broncos and just having a really cool time for them, and it's just awesome to experience it together.
Wonderful. So if you're not familiar with Bronco Off-Rodeo, just all the locations are absolutely fantastic. I love Texas because you get some high speed, you get some rock crawling. There was water even at the last time that I went. That doesn't always happen in the summer in the droughts, but if you get in the wet months, you get some water crossing. There's sand. It's just really a great location. All of them are fantastic. There's one in Moab. There's one in New Hampshire, Texas, of course, and Nevada. So if you have not used your Bronco credit that came when you purchased your vehicle, highly recommend, or your Sport, and get out to one of those locations. You'll learn more about your vehicle. Even if you're a seasoned off-roader, every single time that I go, I still pick up tips and tricks and little things about this and that in the GOAT modes and the vehicles. And I could not stress going enough. London, you've been to several locations. Which ones have you been to?
Yes, I have. I've actually been to all of them at this point. Moab, I've never driven, but I have driven on all the other ones. And it truly is just, I mean, it's an incredible experience. I did not really have any off roading background when I joined the team. And so now I can say I have done a lot of things that really pushed me outside of my comfort zone, but I always felt super safe and just had such a great time. Amy actually trail guided for a little bit when I was at the women's event in Texas last year. So had some fun with her as well, but it's great. It's such a fun experience.
And there is another women's event coming up, isn't there, Amy? Pretty soon?
There is in Moab, the first one we've ever done in Moab, second week in April. And so we're really, really excited about that.
And that one's, I believe, is fully booked right now at this point.
I believe so.
Okay, so stay tuned. There may be more Women's Days coming out throughout the rest of the year. There may be more Bronco Club Days, like Allie did with the Michigan Bronco Club recently at Texas. And if you are interested in ever doing one of those kinds of things, you can just write into info@broncooffrodeo.com and just let us know that you guys want to do something like that, because we had a blast. So that will be part of the fun, is going on the trails of Texas during the solar eclipse. Jason, do you know how many minutes of totality of darkness is going to be happening on April 8th?
So I'm not a solar eclipse expert by any means, but I do know we're going to get, I think, at least 4 minutes of true eclipse time. And then from that, I think it spans on either side, kind of that fade in and fade out. So it's going to be an epic moment for sure to share with all of you. And I think it's just the fact that we can do this down at Off Rodeo, knowing that, hotels are completely booked. There's nowhere to find this place to stay. So the fact that we can camp on site is just a huge opportunity for us.
So if you have any questions about camping on site, you can either leave those in the chat. You can write into us. We've got the comments on the article that you can leave. And some of your comments have come in, and there's questions about just what you can camp with and any of those kinds of things. So we can address some more of those later. But Jason, right after the darkness, you guys are planning to do something pretty epic. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, not a ton I can share, but we really do want to give our owners an opportunity to kind of get a behind the scenes first look at some of our new product coming out later this year. So there is a bit of news, at least around it being tied to Bronco Raptor and a package specifically that we're really excited to finally introduce. Obviously, some of the content still yet to be revealed, but it is a very cool vehicle. Some of the content we'll be shooting actually out at Off Rodeo in advance, and we'll plan to do an unveiling for our owners and campers on site during the event. So really a first chance to get a behind the scenes look at a reveal, and then obviously that will then be shown to the world right around the same time too. So we're super excited for what's coming up with
Thanks,
Bronco.
Jason. If you and many of you guys haven't, I've been lucky enough to go to a couple of the reveals, just being media. But these are, again, one of those things where it's just like once in a lifetime events, and it's really cool if you're an enthusiast to be like, I was there when it was revealed, and it's just, we geek out about this kind of stuff because it's the vehicle we love, it's a brand we love. So if you can make it to Texas, I would highly encourage you guys do that. We're still trying to plan, I think, several of us from here in Michigan, like, hey, can we get 3 of us, 4 of us in a Bronco and drive down there? And our window is
Come
closing.
on.
I know, I'm so tempted. The only trouble then is, and we got to fight about whose Bronco we get to take on the trails. But we'll work it out.
Friends, it's just better with friends. Come out, and one great thing is we can accommodate all Broncos. So sport, any Bronco that you have, we can accommodate. And then we're going to have some pretty amazing trail rides planned. And it's going to be awesome.
Well, I can't wait to hear more about that. See pictures. I think there's like a 360-degree sunrise that happens after the eclipse is over, and it's supposed to get cold, so bring a sweater. I'm not sure what your weather's been in Texas lately, Amy, but it should be a really fun time. It is something that I think the next total solar eclipse viewable in the U.S. is in another 20 years or something like that. So
Yeah.
some of us may still be around, but, hopefully our vehicles still are too. I don't know what generation of Bronco will be in at that point, but get in while you can. And the first 60 to sign up for the 2-night camping experience will be guaranteed to go on the trail drives. So if you are watching this, I would recommend you go over there, sign up, get that QR code, and we are going to have a great time. And then for those of you that can't make it, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of pictures and hopefully some kind of video or something that comes up online. And we will be covering whatever news that is that Jason just shared about the reveal that's related to the eclipse. And so hopefully you can make it. If you can't, we've got you covered. So thank you so much, Jason, for joining us. Is there anything that I didn't mention that you'd like to put out there? Amy, anything on the eclipse or Texas?
If people that do come, say that 60s field, I can say that they are creating that wait list. So there may be an option to, change that number. We want everyone to come out and just have a great time. So just show your interest, come out and see us.
Wonderful. Thanks. Thank you so much, Jason, for joining us. We'll let you get back to your day. Appreciate you having you
Thanks,
here
guys.
online, and we'll see you at a Bronco event pretty soon.
Sounds good, guys. Thanks so much. We'll see you on the trails.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so next up is Bronco Basecamp in Moab, and this is during Easter Jeep Safari. We're kind of just steering away from that language because even though Broncos are welcome at EJS, we'll be separate from the whole Easter Jeep event. So we are going to be at another off-rodeo location. So if you can't make it to Texas, maybe you can make it out to Moab. We still have spaces available at Bronco Basecamp. So if you've been to Bronco Off-Rodeo Moab, you know that it's an absolutely gorgeous location. It's right there along the river. You have the cliffs in the background, and we will be camping on site with that beautiful, the way the sun hits the cliffs every morning is just so gorgeous, and the river, and it should just be a really epic camping location. Amy, I think it may even one up your camping location just because of...
You know what? I tell everyone who comes and they ask about Moab and all the locations. I mean, you are just not going to beat the views in Moab. It's gorgeous. It is Mecca of off-roading. I go there and I'm in awe. I just feel so small. It's amazing.
It really is. So that'll be happening next week. But like I said, we do have some spaces available. It'll be March 28th through the 30th. And it will be kind of separated away from all the hubbub of Easter Jeep Safari. We've got local guides, Melissa and Blake, who will be leading our trails, and they've already picked out a good set of trails that will keep you away from kind of all the hecticness of the week. We may be hitting some of those ones that you have done either with Off-Rodeo, or we may be doing some brand new ones. We're just kind of finalizing that list right now. London, you've been to Moab. What did you think about that?
Yes, I have. It is so beautiful. It's, the pictures are one thing, but actually being there in person and getting to drive and be on the trails and just out in nature is it's incredible. One exciting little side note that we have for this, or we do have stickers, as we've been doing the event stickers, but this one's really cool. I love the one that we're going to have for this event, and it actually has a landmark from one of the trails on it. So that'll be a fun little thing to pick up if you're able to attend the event.
Well, good. And I was just going to ask, Amy, what are some of the trails that you've ran? I know people will recognize some of these names, but why don't you tell us about some of the ones that you've gone on, and what Bronco did you guys take on the trails?
So we have actually done Top of the World. We took our Stretch 72 Bronco, that big, massive beast. We taken that one. That's the one that we use out in Moab. And then I've been out in Dome Plateau, and we've got Seven Rim. There's so many out there just located around Bronco Off-Rodeo that you can go, and the scenery is amazing, but just a lot of the technical side of it offers a lot as well. So you get a little bit of everything around that area. And so I figured trails I figured those trails that they are choosing, just like here in Texas, we want to be able to accommodate all those Broncos.
Yep. So this is a camp for Broncos and Bronco Sports. Whether you've got lockers, whether you have the Sasquatch package, we will have something where you will be able to run it with our Bronco Off-Rodeo trail guides. And I think the ladies here have kind of queued up why Moab is so epic. And it is definitely a destination for all sorts of outdoor folks, definitely wheelers. And we hope you can come out to that. So we'll be doing daily trail rides. We will have Melissa and Blake, who are Moab trail guides, and you guys know Melissa Clark, obviously. She's a member of the Bronco Nation team and Ford Performance driver, and we've got a whole list of descriptions to kind of sum up Melissa's experience. But she does level 9 trail guides. So you're going to be in great hands, and that's why we love doing these Bronco base camps. Is you come out, you come to a location that's just absolutely gorgeous. You camp with us. You can bring a tent. You can bring an RV, your travel trailer, Eclipse glasses on. I'm looking forward to see us all running around looking for Easter eggs. So
I want to come.
Yeah,
well,
you are welcome.
Just to do that.
Yeah,
Laura, when do you think is the last time you did an Easter egg hunt?
It's been a while. Well, actually, no, that's not true. It was last year with my brother's family, but I haven't actually participated, and I think I think you guys will be pleased with the prizes that they don't fit inside the egg. It'll be a scrap of paper, and we will tell you because it's going to be more expansive than that. But so we'll have that on Saturday. The highlight obviously is just hanging out together. We'll have a recovery class. We'll do community campfires, and if you've tuned into a Bronco Nation broadcast before, you've been to a Bronco Basecamp, you know that the fun that is associated with those. Again, just like Amy said, everybody is welcome. We'll make sure that there is a trail drive for you. You will be driving your own vehicles, obviously, at Bronco Basecamp in Moab, but you will have expert spotters. And I don't think I've ever even I don't know. I think when I have like Amy or any of the guides spotting me, I'm not using the rock rails. I'm not using the skid plates because they'll get you lined up just right. And so you do have those. Some of you have those on your vehicle anyway. But we try to make sure that you're not using those and that you're using a good line and just having a good time out there. So you'll be safe. You'll be in good hands. It'll be a lot of fun. London, how many Bronco base camps have you been to before?
I think I've been to about 6 at this point. So quite a few.
Which was one of your favorites?
Oh gosh, they're all so different, obviously, with the different locations. I love going out to Supercell West. I've actually never been to East yet, which I'm going to go this year. But Supercell West is great. I love being out in Colorado, and there's so many fun Broncos to look at out there. So I'd actually seen one of the ones last year that was out at Supercell West at Woodward as well. So people are putting a lot of miles on their cars to get them at these, to all the different events.
That is so true. We have even just some members that are coming to Bronco Basecamp that are traveling from Arizona, and then they're coming back to Moab. It's like 2 weeks later, so they're just going to go back and forth and go again, and they've been to Michigan, and we love getting to see you guys at events. And if we can't come to you, we hope you can come to us, and vice versa. And if you're not at official Bronco Basecamp, there are still plenty of Bronco events happening throughout the months and mostly on the weekends on the Bronco Nation calendar, so you can check those out. Amy, you've been to a Bronco Basecamp. Which one did you go to?
I've been to a couple. So I did King of the Hammers, and then that one. I think that was actually the first Bronco base camp that was done. That was opened up to Bronco Nation members, and it was, it was amazing. It was awesome. It was dusty, dirty, and can't get any better. So had an absolute blast. Met so many people from the community out there, and still keep in touch with them to this day. And so I can't wait to get back out at Hammers, and looking forward to more Bronco Nation base camps.
Yes, and that is just, again, it's one of the highlights of Bronco Basecamp is having our guides there, and Amy and Mike were there as our guides at King of the Hammers 2 years ago. I'm not going to try and figure out what year that was. I guess it's 21. So, Amy, we're doing some of the trails. I think you may not have been on these in Moab, but we're going to do Hurrah Pass, Backwards Bill. Mm-hmm. Are you familiar with that one? I heard that one's one of the hard ones. That's a level 5 out of 10.
I've read up on them. I have not physically been on them. I've looked at all kinds of different trails out there in Moab, just kind of planning future trips when we can get out there again. So those are on our list to do. But yeah, that one's going to be a really good time.
Is there any advice that, and you can think about this for a second, I'll run through some other stuff. Is there any advice that you'd have for someone who's going to Moab for the first time and what to bring in their vehicle, or just even any armor? So I'll give you a second to think about that. We do have, for the people who are going to Bronco Basecamp, if you've not signed up yet, you will be getting an email if you do sign up, and I'll let you know which trails are good for which vehicles. We've got all sport and Bronco trails. We've got ones where we recommend you have 33-inch tires and a locker. We have ones where we recommend as the minimum requirement 35s and 2 lockers. Amy, did you give that any thought about what something might be?
So you hit the nail on the head right there, just knowing where you're going to be going and what trails you think you may want to do, just knowing what those minimum requirements are going to be. And then, of course, we want our journey essentials, extra food, water, that type of thing, and definitely recovery gear. You know, being with that off-roadeo trail guide, you're going to be in great hands, but everyone's going to be out there in their own rigs, so we want to make sure that, you know, just have that extra recovery gear, so should you or someone else need it, you never know what's going to happen being out there on those public lands and at a time whenever another large event is going to be going on. But yeah, then just putting that trust in your guides. Blake and Melissa are some of the absolute best. They are top notch. They are amazing at what they do. So just putting a lot of trust into them, knowing that they are truly going to take care of you, at not just you, but also your rig. We know how much these things cost and how much you love them and how much time and effort you're putting into them. And so we want y'all to get on the trail with a nice, beautiful Bronco and come off the trail with a nice, beautiful Bronco. Big O smiles.
Yes, exactly. London, what else about Basecamp before we move on? Because we're going to do Supercell next, but we are not doing a Basecamp. So is there anything I'm missing that you've absolutely loved about Bronco Basecamp?
I mean, you cannot beat a pancake breakfast.
Or the hamburgers.
Yes, hamburgers, anything. You know, if you bring it, we will flip it for you. So
that's true. We got to find the BN aprons.
I know.
Yes, you need that.
Yes, but I mean, there's always campfires at night, which we always love. It's great to, you know, see everyone and have some conversations and just catch up, especially with those who've been to multiple events. But I think the community aspect is just another thing that we're always talking about that, but it's just such a great part of these events that we all love.
It's so true. And just like Amy had mentioned earlier, let's be honest, all my best friends are Bronco people. And I keep collecting more, and I'm just so glad that I get to meet so many of you guys, and so many of you have amazing stories. It's so fun watching your Broncos evolve in modifications from event to event to event, and you keep showing up with new things and new trailers, and it's so cool getting to hear your stories in between. So if you have not signed up for Bronco Basecamp in Moab and you'd like to, the tent camping is $100. We try to keep everything very reasonable in cost, so that it's just easy for you to get out there and have a great time, kind of dip your feet into the community. Some people come after they've done off-rodeo. Some people are going to off-rodeo shortly after Bronco Basecamp, and whether you do it one way or another, like Amy said, you're going to be in great hands, and we try to just make it very accessible for you to get out on the trails and enjoying those vehicles, because the Broncos look cool, no doubt, but they look even better on the trails. So you may have yours as a daily driver, but something like this might show you that, like, hey, I can still take this out on the weekends and take it to work on the next, Monday and not have broken anything. So that's the point of Bronco Basecamp, just getting together with friends and family and having a great time and just learning some more off-road skills and just hanging out. So next up, after Bronco Basecamp in Moab, will be Super Celebration East in Townsend, Tennessee. And that will be April 17th through 20th. And if you're not familiar with the Super Celebration events, those are put on by Bronco Driver Magazine. And there are 4 throughout the U.S. and throughout the year. And East especially, it's had the largest collection of early Broncos in one place during the show. And Super Celebration East was my first Bronco event I ever attended back in 2021. I met Amy there in the clouds. I don't know if Amy remembers meeting me. I think she was pointing out that that
do.
week. But it's again, like I said, you go to an event, you meet people at the first one, and you continue those friendships through hopefully the rest of our lives. I mean, I'm still going, and it's been 3 years, so see. But Super Celebration East is fantastic. This week, this year, they're splitting it in between the early Broncos and the 6th generation of Broncos. And I'm going to have Amy talk a little bit about the early Bronco side of it, because she and Mike have been going for a really long time. They've had a lot of Broncos in their family and in their history of Bronco owners. Mike's the president of the Lone Star Early Bronco Club, and so they have been staples in the Bronco community long before the 6th gen was even introduced. So Amy, why don't you tell me why you've loved going to Supercell, what it's like, what Broncos you've brought there over the years, and how long you've been attending.
Yeah, we've been attending for a really long time. Got to meet Tom and Donna Broberg with Bronco Driver Magazine years ago. And so we've been attending for, I think, 13, 14 years now, somewhere around there. And absolutely love it. Back then, it was just the 1966 to 1996 that were coming, and predominantly more early Broncos. And so then when the 6th gen came out, it exploded. It was awesome seeing everyone come out, and with it gaining more traction with the 6th gen coming. And then we have even more people in the early Bronco community, or that maybe have a 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th gen, that are hearing about it just through word of mouth and through social media. And it's great seeing everyone come together. It is definitely a bigger event now. It was a big event back then to us, but it's definitely a bigger event just in sheer size now than it used to be. And it's really cool because you get to meet people from all over the world and make those connections. And it's just that center of that Bronco community where we're seeing each other years down the line, or maybe every year if you're able to attend every year. It's like a big family reunion. Some of our best friends we've ever met was there, and we talk to them all the time. We see them, and so we absolutely love it. What they're doing this year than they've done in the past, because Supercell has gotten so big. They'll still have all generations during the normal Supercell week, but they are doing a Bronco throwback. So 1966 to 1996, and they're going to do that on April 12th through the 14th, and that's going to be at the original show field that it used to be at Tally Ho Inn, and it's going to be really cool. It's not, going to be as many like trail rides per se, but there are going to be lots of trail rides. Just come and showing your Bronco off, getting to see old Bronco friends and family again and reconnect. So that'll be the weekend before, and then that will funnel into Supercell East at Townsend Visitor Center.
And I really hope we get to see you guys at another Supercell East very soon. I know the last couple of years you guys have been a little bit tied up with off-rodeo things, but hopefully we'll get to see you guys soon.
Yeah, we've definitely been there. Last year I didn't get to attend. The last couple of years I just hop in the Bronco and drive all night to get there and end up meeting Mike. But yeah, hopefully we'll get to join the festivities this year.
That would be amazing. So those who are coming for the 6th gen weekend, and we throw a lot of jargon out with these 6th generation Broncos, or the 2021s or the 2024. So if you've got one of those Broncos or sports, your weekend will be the 17th through the 20th. And we keep talking about family and family reunion, and it is so true. But don't feel like you have to know anyone to come to any of these events. So we have a Bronco Corral where you can come park at. Amy had mentioned that it has absolutely exploded, the Supercell event. So even the Townsend Visitor Center, where they have the 6th gen weekend, they've put in a whole new pavilion, restrooms. So yes. we know that's a sticking point for some people. If your partner, spouse, someone in your family does not, they want indoor plumbing, this is the event for them to come to. And it sounds silly, but just it's great. It's one of those things where it can make your person feel at ease, and we'd highly recommend. We love when families come together. It's a kids friendly event. It's a dog friendly event. So you can come park in the Bronco Nation Bronco Corral, and they also have all the parking by clubs. So there'll be like all 2nd Gen and your Michigan Bronco Club and your Texas Bronco Clubs and all those kinds of things. But you can also park in the Bronco Nation Corral, and it's kind of just like a hangout space where if you don't know anyone, or you can just recognize at least a familiar face, we can start pairing you up with people, and you get on the trail drives. And there's nothing like adrenaline to kind of bond you guys together. And I'm sure, Amy, you see that all the time at off-road
Every day.
events. Yeah. It's just something about, hey, we accomplished something together that just really makes you lasting friends. So I'm typically a very quiet, behind the scenes, not outgoing person. But like I said, I've collected so many friends who have been willing to chat to me at these events, and now we're besties. So come, whether you know people or you don't know people, there'll be at least that one anchor point where you can go, oh, I can go to the Bronco Nation Corral, and I can meet people and feel comfortable. So there'll be trail drives. There's vendors there at the show field at both weekends. There will be trail drives with our Bronco Off Rodeo experts on the 6th Gen weekend. And we're going to have our famous pancake breakfast that Lyndon referenced on Saturday, complimentary, and even a sticker and patch swap that, again, Bronco Nation member Allie D is organizing there in the Bronco Corral on Saturday. So if you've got those little rubberized patches of your Bronco, or you have a sticker of your Bronco, bring lots. It's definitely a place where you can hand them out like business cards almost, and we all have them plastered on each other's tailgates and Yetis and headliners and all those kinds of things. So we'll be doing that. If you've been to Tennessee before, you're probably familiar, obviously, with Windrock. That's a popular off-roading park in the area. And Bays is one that we visited last year. It's local, much closer, a little bit smaller and more condensed, but a nice park. And then there's a lot of scenic on-road drives. And Amy, you've probably done a lot of those scenic ones. You've probably done Parsons Branch and Cades Cove and Tail of the Dragon a bunch of times. What are some of your favorites in the area?
I love Cades Cove and Tales of the Dragon. There was one that we did 2000, I believe 16, or it may have been 15. It rained really, really bad, and I cannot remember. It may have been Tales of the Dragon where our windshield wipers did not work, but we're just winding around, and we're all getting soaked because, of course, we really don't have a top or doors. And so even through that craziness, I mean, just seeing how beautiful everything was and being out there with other Bronco members, and it's awesome. It's so much fun just getting to connect with them in that way. And then now adding in, it used to just be street cruises or the street rides, and now adding in that other element of going off-roading. It's awesome. I haven't gotten the opportunity being there to go out on the off-road side of it. So hopefully, fingers crossed, this year I get to come and get to experience that as just another Bronco owner, since we have some pretty amazing trail guides out there that's going to be taking on that task.
Yes, definitely. And so if you're comfortable on road, this is also a great event for you. We drive on road. I'm assuming everybody has driven on road with their Bronco at this point. If there is somebody who has only driven off road with their Bronco and you've only trailered it since the dealership, let us know in the comments. I doubt that, but that can be when you're one of one Bronco ownership experiences too, just like the Eclipse and those kinds of things.
They definitely deserve a sticker for that one. Yeah. I don't know if I've heard of anyone who's done that.
So if you like on-road driving, this is perfect for you. Very scenic, beautiful area. Cades Cove is where we all go to see the bears. We love to try to spot the wildlife there. And then there's the off-road aspect of it as well too. And Bronco Nation will be doing a guided trail run on Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday morning. So make sure you save some time on your schedule for that. I don't think the Bronco Nation or the Bronco driver schedule has been posted for the 6th Gen week yet. No, okay. That
I looked yesterday.
Okay, that should be updated pretty soon. If you look on the website, though, it is very similar in the places that we go usually. That is already listed for the early Gen weekend. But sign up. There's no fee to park in the Bronco Corral or any Bronco Basecamp or anything like that. It's all just complimentary for you. You just need your pass to Bronco Driver. So you get show field parking, and it gives you like a lunch ticket and a t-shirt and all sorts of little goodies. And then you get entered into the show and shine judging, or there's walk-up visitor parking as well too, and then you're just not with the Broncos. So it's better to do the show field one, and then you get to go on the trail drives and have fun with us. So London, you have not been to Supercell East yet, but you will be going, which we're excited about. Love having you at events. What will you be doing there in terms of merch?
A lot of things.
Stickers.
Yes, we are really excited. For anyone who does not know, we sell parts on the gear store. So on our website, we've, over the past year and couple of years, we've grown our offering there. So there's a lot of different brands that we have. But this is actually going to be the first event where we have brought parts to the event. So you can actually buy them in person aside from just being able to shop on the website. So that is really cool. We're really excited about that. We're actually doing a pre-sale right now. So if you wanted to try and save a little bit on shipping, you can purchase the items right now and then pick them up pick them up at the event in person. So that's going to be really fun. Like I said, we've never done anything like that before. So we're trying out something new and going to see how you guys like it. And then there will be some parts that you can actually purchase at the event as well in person. So if you didn't take advantage of that pre-sale, but you do want to buy some things, we will have them in person. But if you've been thinking about getting a roof rack or, something bigger where it's typically, $100 on shipping, this is a great way, especially if you're going to be at the event, to save a couple $100 and, be able to just pick that up and install it right there and get ready to go out on the trails. So we're going to have that with parts, which, like I said, we're super excited about. And then we are going to have the full trailer of all the merchandise. So we'll have some things that you guys have seen before that you know and love. If you want to pick up another hat or, get a matching one for your bestie. But we also are going to be having some new items as well that we're going to debut at this event. So we'll have some new t-shirts. And I know we had sun shirts, not this past summer, but the year before. And that is something we're bringing back officially this year. So we're excited about that, and we're going to have those at the event as well. So a lot of things.
Shirts. Those are good for being outside, and I also use them for like working out and whatever. It's a good dry fit material. If you guys aren't aware, being a Bronco Nation member gets you access to a member discount on a whole host of partners, from Trail Rex to Heretic to Ford to a lot. Rome. London, you can go through the whole list. We've got
Rockslide Engineering, 1552. Yes.
So if you go on the Bronco Nation store, you'll see all those parts there, so you can add them all to your cart at once. And there is a QR code that we'll put up on the screen, and that will take you directly to the Supercell pre-sale, because not all parts in the store will be available there. Some of the parts obviously aren't, shipped later from manufacturers or back order or whatever. So if you look on that page, and we'll also put it in the description box, the link, and there is an article, but it's kind of buried on the site. It'll show you all the parts that are available, and you can put those up, and like Lyndon said, you'll be able to use your member discount, and then you also can save on shipping. And I couldn't wait. I recently ordered some ARB traction boards. I don't think those are in the pre-sale, but you can pick up some great deals there on the Bronco Nation site. So make sure you use that aspect of your membership, and you can build out your Bronco for a better price. And so anything from recovery gear to lights to tunes, the Ford Performance tune is
the calibration.
Yeah, that one is really big. Melissa did a great article on installing that recently, and just the benefits. So a lot of people love being able to experience that. So check that stuff out online, and we will bring that down to the show for you, and it'll be a lot of fun. And like I said, there'll be a ton of other vendors there as well too. So come with your cash and leave some space in your vehicle, because you might be coming home with some tube doors or who knows what. So I'm coming down with my eye open. I still need my roof rack, and there's plenty of things. Like every time, tax season, we're here, we're getting rebates, hopefully. It's hard not to plug that extra money into Bronco stuff. So this might be a great opportunity for you guys to do that.
Absolutely.
And the Did I miss anything about Supercell London, Amy? Anything that's just an absolute highlight why you want to come to this event? Obviously, for our East Coast folks, Florida and up to Maine, there are not a lot of off-roading or even just major Bronco events in the East Coast. So make use of this one. We've got a lot of people coming up from Florida, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, all those kinds of same place, but all sorts of places that people are coming from. And then we're going to meet up with each other and just have an absolute great time. So can't wait to see you guys on the trails and on the show field. What are you going to say, London?
Yes, I was going to say, you did mention the sticker swap. So I know everyone's gearing up and getting ready for that. So if you have your own sticker, make sure you order some extra so that you have enough to trade around. And as always, we will have an event-specific sticker for this event as well. And this one's, I know I said this about the last one, but this one is really cute too. I'm really excited. It has some fun colors in it, and it actually has a few different generations of Broncos, so you might be able to find yours on that sticker. But that's just a fun little thing that we like to do at these events, and it'll be fun to add to your collection as well.
It's so true. My Supercell sticker last year was my Bronco. I think that was like accidental, but you never know when your own Bronco might show up on a sticker. So come with all that kind of stuff, and we really do hope you guys come to these events. We talk about them a lot because they are really fun, but it just completely adds to the Bronco ownership experience, and it gets you more confident to go out and do more and just really enjoy what you spent money on, and you get like a whole family when you bought that vehicle, Bronco and Sport.
Totally.
So London and Amy, thank you so much for joining us. Can't wait to see you guys in person soon. This kind of just wraps it up for today's broadcast. We hope that you either get to a BN event, a Bronco Club event that's hosted on the BN calendar, an off rodeo if you haven't used your token yet. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe this video, and follow along in the forums. We've got plenty of action happening there every day and on the Bronco Nation news page. And we will see you guys online and on the trails. Have a great day.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.